G'day fellow moto vloggers, Bandit Nev on Ruby on this fine warm Saturday afternoon come evening. Now I just thought I'd bring you along for the ride to my favourite haunt and have a chat about a couple of things. I would say everyone knows about Tom's situation, which is a real shame with the well, I don't know if it's a rubber gasket or whatever, but I think it's the apparently it's the rocket cover gasket, and it's leaking again. Now I know from a little bit of experience with the Chinese motorbikes, don't get me wrong, I've ridden a few of them now and they're quite okay to ride. They handle nicely, they're comfortable to ride. But there is a couple of issues with them that I believe have to be addressed. And one of the issues is Chinese rubber. For some reason, they've got no idea how to make good rubber. The main issues with any warranty work with the bikes, the ATVs, all that sort of thing, has been rubber issues, seal issues. Their rubber deteriorates so quick compared to well, I don't know where else anyone else makes the rubber seals, maybe Japan or whatever, but I mean the rubber seal on my Bandit here, I've done the tappets or the valves, whatever you like to call them. I've done them twice and I'm still using the same rubber seal that came with the bike when I bought it 30,000 kilometres ago, and that seems to be nice and supple and not hard at all as yet. I have got one home in the scun knuckle, a spare, ready for that one to be replaced. I'm a bit like that, I like to have spares of stuff. So with Tom's issue with the gasket and the rubber, I'm just wondering whether they're aftermarket parts which are made in China, and if so, if it is their rubber, this is probably why it's failing. Now that's just my opinion. The other issue with Chinese bikes is the nuts and bolts and the thread of those nuts and bolts. One, the bolts, if you just lean on them a little bit, they break. And the nuts, well, if you don't put them on straight, and quite often when we get, say, a quad bike and the wheels are on the quad bike and we have to take the wheel off for some reason, they're all stripped. Well, not all, but a couple of them will be stripped because they're not paying enough attention when they're putting on the wheel nuts, for instance, and they're stripping the threads with their machinery, whatever they're using. So the metal that they're using in these nuts and bolts, in my opinion, it's not up to standard. Now my best guess would be that they're using recycled metal, because I do know that a lot of the old crushed cars from here go to China for recycling. So that's just a little opinion of mine. I'm hoping that Tom gets his issues with his BMW Serato or whatever it is addressed, and they can fix it up so he doesn't have to return it in another 18 months time, and hopefully they'll use a bit better quality rubber. In my humble opinion, it's the rubber that they're using. Now I'm about to go on the Northern Expressway, which is 110, and well, you may not be able to hear me too well, so I'll catch you in a minute, and if anything else comes to mind, I will talk about that. Okay, so I'm not that far from my haunts. Nothing spectacular happened, except it was very windy. Just took it easy. So much easier going out of a Saturday night on the bike. Don't have to worry about sitting behind traffic. I'll endeavour to let you know how my gambling went, see if I won or not. I'm a member, so I'm allowed to park under cover. There's a couple of bikes over there, a couple that have come in. So alright, next time you see me it'll be night time, and I'll be going home from my haunt here. Catch you then. Okay, so it's been a split second for you and a few hours for me. And if you're wondering if I won, yes I did. I actually had a win for a change. I had a couple of winners. Couple of winners and a couple of placings. So yeah, I had a reasonable night, fellow moto vloggers. I probably won, ooh, what would it be? I reckon I'd be up about $50 on the night, and I only back about, well, $5 a race. So it's not bad. So continuing on, I was watching who was it now? Suffolk Andy. He was saying something about a fellow, an old chap come off his bike in a certain area, and they said something about that, to the effect that he'd come out of pub, and that's why he fell off this particular newspaper. I don't know what's going on here. Normally it's not this slow getting out of here. And I thought to myself while I was watching, and I thought, yeah, well, That sounds familiar. The media hype up any accident that happens with a Harley. They always mention a Harley rider did this, a Harley rider that. And if it's someone on a Honda or something that comes off or something like that, it's never mentioned. But because it's a Harley, they mention Harley for some reason. So it doesn't just happen over there, it happens here too. Also, while I was at the harness racing, a couple of fellas come up to me that are around about my age, and they said, "Oh, did you used to get the cane at school? Did they use the cane at school when you went to school?" I said, yeah, of course I did. And they mentioned something about the doctors or something giving you tests and all this sort of thing, and I said, yeah, well, you know, back then, all as they cared, the doctors wanted to do is play with your balls. And now, all that they want to do is get their finger up your bum. And they roared out laughing. Well, it's true. All you young fellas, it won't be long until the attention goes off your balls, and all of a sudden it's your bum they want, the doctors. Testing you for your prostate, whatever it's called. And whatever you do, get a black doctor, because they've got longer fingers than the white doctors. So you know, an Indian doctor or some sort of doctor that's from that part of the world, they've got longer fingers than the white doctors. So I'll give you the tip, fellow moto vloggers. And you're asking, well, has it happened to me? I said, no, absolutely not. No, they wouldn't be allowed to do that to me. I think luckily it's not so bad at the moment, because I think they can actually do a blood test for it now. And mine come out all clear, so that's alright. Anyway, enough of that. Anything happens on the way home, I'll put it in the highlights reel. I'll keep the camera on. Yeah, the hangouts that have been going on have been pretty good. I haven't actually participated in one. I've asked a couple of questions, but something interesting came up, and I think it was Howard Wacko reckons that he's addicted to YouTube. It's not the first motor vlogger that I've heard say that. Some people spend a lot of time in YouTube, and I have to say, well, I'm one of them. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. Sometimes it's pretty hard to keep up with everything, but I try, and yeah, I'm not that far from home. A few Christmas lights there. Not that far from home, so fellow moto vloggers, I hope you enjoyed the ride along to my favourite haunt on a Saturday night, my gambling haunt. And I hope you enjoyed the chatter, and ride safe, and farewell till next time.